Just let me see this. This will make noise, but I just want to see if the volume is high enough. Okay, I'm actually going to shut off my phone because a lot of times it pulls up notifications, and I really don't want that. So hopefully that will be quiet enough. Hey there, everyone. So Syrian Star Oracle, Agent Aquarius. Thank you for joining me tonight. I don't know that this will be a very long chat for Wisdom Tea and Oracle insights, but I did want to chat, and I did want to bring up a couple of things, some things that I'm just hearing about because I don't hear everything always right when it happens. Sometimes it's a day after, sometimes it is the day of. And I'll be somewhat general as well, but because there's so many worldwide catastrophes, observances, uh, prejudices ultimately show division and sort of a really perpetuated fear atmosphere all over the world. Yet, I do want to tell you that it is a beautiful world. We are in the age of Aquarius. We are in an age that is bringing up old paradigms to crumble them down. And it just is observing and sending light of goodness to all that. Yes, of course, you may have concern and it may extremely be disturbing, and you may find yourself rather sometimes on a roller coaster of judgment because of your own fear, of your own things perhaps not working out right now, or because it's very close to home, depending where you literally where you live, and close to your heart about humanity. But do your best to trust, not try, not possibly, not hope for. Do your best to lean forward and look toward the new, that which you wish to really create. Because that's what we're about. That's our divine power. That's our power. That's our unity together. No matter who is still wearing a mask and who is still vaxxed and who is still yelling for reparations, I believe whatever the topic is, even those that the mentality of gender observance and confusion, division around identity in the mix, I believe in my heart there's a thread where common sense and personal power and an understanding of laws or and how the laws of the universe work, not only the laws of man, the true laws of man, the human rights, the values, the constitution, character, the innate display of chivalry, virtue, purity of heart will play out. So this all said, even on TikTok and sometimes through other platforms and sometimes Facebook or Instagram, you're going to see these crazy things, these almost unheard of things happening in the world. However, many of you will also know if you could go back in time via books, sci fi movies, dramas, cartoons, a lot of these events look very similar to those 1 or 3 or 12 movies that were made way back when, whether it's 3 years or 60 years, and they have elements of those things. Plus, there were TED Talks about certain things, whether they are viruses or illnesses or whatever fear topic they've been talked about. So I'm going to address these things, these train wrecks, polluted water, um, fuels and bombing, shot down craft, earthquakes, by a card that came up when I asked, what could I sincerely bring forward and how would the cards want to support us with these events that are going on. Because a big part of it is trust, envision the life you want, send light to all that is around you, exponentially be that care, grace, graciousness expanding. Um, and also using common sense. And when you happen to catch certain particular journals or prominent newspapers that people have always trusted, remember who is behind owning them. And then also the television, remember who has been owning the TVs and what they can say. And that reporters came up and said there are several reporters that can come forward or quit the CDC or quit the FDA because they were told to do something that went against their morality, went against their character, really went against their heart and their soul. And they knew no matter what their paycheck, title, or position was, they were going to hold to humanity and to what is truth, not truth based on a one side, jaded, controlled. And for all people who may listen to this, you will not necessarily agree, and it's okay, I don't care, then scroll away or don't listen or drop this, but it would behoove you, you will get some value from this if you stay tuned. So the card that came up was create the pathways, which is something I just told you about looking at situations a certain way, that you use your divine powers, that you use the energy, frequency, vibration of that which you wish to create. Create the pathways. And it's Elen, Elen, of the ways. And so this Celtic goddess, she was very revered by ancient peoples and tribesmen of, I believe it's Ireland, and I believe it's Ireland. And the elk, the female elk, wears her antlers all year, as well as this goddess. And she has a connection to a particular star system that is depicted by the swan. It's a swan star system. And ancient peoples, of course, use the stars to guide their ways, to predict and follow, weather patterns, changes, and in things that they were calling in, they used it as a tool of guidance, a tool of forecasting the future and how to act next in their lands. Whether it was hold still, or go. And the elk's eyes, they change to brown in summer and blue in winter. And peoples valued when they saw the particular signs in the sky, this swan particular connection in the sky. And also the elk was very revered for, they could migrate and follow where their elk were going for whatever season they needed. They would go and follow animals, because animals migrated to, the hot and cold, and how to, survive within particular areas better. And this particular Glastonbury picture, and I believe it's Glastonbury, Ireland, this is TOR. This is like a hill, TOR, which is that little symbol there, that like a little castle house. I believe that's where they believed that the Holy Grail was found. But this also has a secret doorway to go to other worlds, where our ancestors of many types of beings actually saved themselves and or are inhabiting the planet. And there's lots of mythology around the world and in this place about peoples and situations. And so with any mythology become legends, there's very much truth. But these peoples aren't about to show themselves. They've got to wait for a time when a lot of junk is still cleared out. But anyway, what the Ellen is about, what the artist wrote about this particular picture is, be the facilitator for others to follow. Use discernment in marking out the path. Use discernment in marking out your path, your worldview. Discernment, your surrounding. Use your discernment. and follow out your path, weighing whether it is useful and leading to a positive journey. So, in your particular state or town, you may have something going on that's very devastating. Use discernment about how everything's connected to everything else. And try to see that it's not only the bad government being played by good forces, they're being puppeted. It may very well be that within your area, and I'm not saying there's all bad people there, but within that area, there has been such horrific events in deep tunnels or in churches and buildings in that area and the outskirts that, like a biblical prophecy of plague, that area is being affected and effected, and like Babel, falling apart. And that goes for all around the world. Evil players either are being allowed to play out in um, their roles, their plan, while good is watching. Some of these shows absolutely have a lot of truth to them. Some of these characterizations do not. Some things are actually targeted anyway, because, as I said, they're bringing down literal structures that had to do with an association of evil or satanic, ritual abuse, or deep underground military bases or hidden technologies that were actually harming people. In any war, some innocent people are harmed, and also it will depend like who were in buildings at the time. I do believe there are other powers at work, that good against evil is finishing and tying up these issues, and that I lean toward, no matter if I don't in the human completely understand, that a greater good is happening. And that brings me a lot of peace, and I wish that is too. I could read you a little bit about the this particular card so that it may help you also understand all the things I've just said so far. Again, the author who studied legends, mythology, world religions, and spirituality around the world, and who painted her depiction of what she was learning of them in these cards. And so her words are: be the facilitator for others to follow. Use discernment in marking out that path, weighing whether it is useful and leading in a positive journey. I also want to bring out that this card is 42, which is number 6, and letting go of negative energy, which I just want to go through that and read it because it does have a 4 and a 2, and they're still connected to the 6. So, as I said, 4 and 2 equals 6. Rid yourself of your life of negative energies. Connect to your higher self. Know and take accountability for your part in showing up in any of the issues that I've mentioned, or even in your observance. Take accountability. When in fear, you may attract a 6. It is a mirror to be aware of your thoughts, actions, and then choose a redirect of that awareness in intention, and that you will be shown, or you will have a reveal, a personal reveal or epiphany leading you to solution. So again, connect to your higher self, rid yourself of negative energies. And what will help also during these times is self-talk that's uplifting and soothing, taking baby steps about: I am creative, I am capable, I am protected, I am loved, I am powerful, I am divine, I am having an experience and I can find solution, I will be supported, I am supported. Doing mirror work, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm cute, I am love, I am lovable. Magic happens from little things are better and better. No matter what I see, no matter what I hear, I know and trust the universe has my back. You do affirmations, you start to gravitate toward channels that talk about frequency, energy, vibration. And just because the 6 is, this case is made of a 4 and a 2, which support this building of 6. 4 is about being, your power, and your truth, and getting out of your comfort zone to honor your foundation, your true foundation, your temple, your body. You are a pillar, which is you, honor the strength of your being within you, knowing thyself, willing to know thyself. And two is about duality. Two is about opposites, good and evil, wrong and right. And as we start to observe this good and evil, wrong and right, we're going to actually know in vibration all of these spectrums come from the infinite mind, from that nebulous source that one may call God. I like to call it source or infinite mind or all that is, or the quantum field, because the word God has been used to play on both sides of the fence, both sides of the tennis field, the tennis court, if you will. So as above, so below, as within, so without. Number two, two is optimism, seeking harmony in conflict, and it resonates with peace, flexibility, diplomacy. Expect harmony, expect balance, expect that the vibrations of relationships and teamwork and communication will come together, that there will be big reveals. And so that's what this card is leaning to, and to trust in all that. Let me read you a little story because I think you may enjoy it. And so, Ellen of the Ways has a long enigmatic history going back to the Paleolithic era. She's the antlered goddess linked to the celestial swan of the star system Cygnus. In recent times, underground particle detectors have determined that the star Cygnus X3 is emitting cosmic rays directly at the Earth that penetrate deep underground. These rays are thought to have acted as a catalyst to human evolution. Ancient shamanic people revered the stars, and Ellen was their goddess of shamanic flight. On the ground, she wore antlers, as did the female reindeer. She was the matron of the trackways, as migratory people followed the reindeer, laying down the tracks and roads in Ireland, Britain, and Europe. The female ranger was strong, kept her antlers through the year, and led the herd magically. Their eyes would change from brown in summer to blue in winter. The Gaelic word for swan is ella. Her associations with deer and swan appear in ancient art and sculpture. Following the herd provided people with a varied seasonal diet that kept them naturally healthy. Even today, shamakas from Glastonbury to Siberia don the antlers to praise Ellen. So that story, this sharing, these numbers back these current situations. And I'm so wanting of you to have your personal epiphany that leads you to your highest destiny. I am so wanting you to hear all this jazz that's being said and take heart. And on occasion, in a moment when you have, try to track backwards names, numbers, dates, people, and further. And you're going to find that many players, and they chose the role, very psychopathic leaders all over the world. In the USA, that's right, darling, USA, America. Make America great again. We're going to make it better, a better continent, a new, amazing continent as Europe and Asia and the islands. Because all of our leaders, that, oh, you wanted to follow the queen, and oh, you wanted to follow certain presidents, and oh, you wanted to follow certain stars, and oh, you wanted to fall into the sports, and just love was at the top because that's what you want to be. They so inspired you to want to be rich and beautiful and young forever. And yet, the people at the top controlling them and those that chose to acquiesce, or perhaps by force, played parts so ugly, nefarious, horrible, that even no matter whatever you have done, been a veteran and killed, been on the streets and killed, maybe been on drugs and killed, maybe just been a regular person out of whack and killed, or said certain things, or did certain things that you felt ashamed that you would never do again, now being where you are, maybe on your path, for example. But these people, such psychopaths, that is all related. And junk has to come up and be seen, and so that many, now billions on the people will come together. So no matter where they've been in a personal belief or growth, even if they sided with the psychopaths because they really didn't know any better and they all sounded really good and they love, we've just had a Super Bowl here in this country where, people set aside their whole days and afternoons and plan to get together to root for teams, and it's really still a show. They know who's going to win. It's all planned. It's all planned. They have to win a certain way. It's all planned. It's all money. People have done many things for money. We know we've seen kinds of all shows and reports about it, and even ourselves sometimes we've done things for money, and sometimes we've been pressed about it, and some of us have walked away, and some of us has lived off savings, or begged if we've had to. We've done what we needed to do. We've asked. We've conjured up the manifestation of whatever we needed next. We did what we needed to do, as so does everyone. We all have our soul path. We can break contracts and talk to the divine because we want more time on the planet and we want to rise higher in our own thought and deeds. You could take a look at David Copperfield and him writing about Scrooge. Scrooge had a choice. He was visited in dream state, or perhaps from dream state, he was allowed the miracle that it wasn't too late. He could still choose life. He could still make a contribution in service. He could choose to stay old and curmudgeony and fearful and dominant and hateful and spiteful and miserly. Or he could say, I've got the means and the funds, and yes, I'm an old guy, but I'm going to see the betterment of man because I've overlooked that in myself, and I really want to awaken to what will be the best, not only for me and what might be my next steps here and beyond, but for others who maybe I could have given them a second thought. So it's a very, very interesting story, right? But still he had a choice, just like Darth Vader. In that character, he is so angered, he kills life in all of its form, and even begs his wife to come along with him because he loves her so much. He's only doing it for her. And she says, "That's not who I am. And I can't go that way. And I don't think you're that way too. Please come back, come with me." And he says, "No, it's too late. I did what I did. Too late. Come on, come on, come on, wifey, come on." She says, "No, I can't." And she has to do it. Breaks her heart, literally, right? As a character in that particular show of suggestion, she gives birth, but she perishes because her world and her belief in her partner was too strong, and she was shattered. But it all plays together in this light and dark, this duality, this six, letting ridding our life of negative energies. Let me take a break for a second with my tea, just chamomile tea with honey and lemon. I'm telling you, it came out really good. Thank you. I did pull a couple of other cards. I didn't pull a card. I pulled my decks aside just in case I felt I needed to do something more. But I think I'm really gonna let it go at that. I think I really wanted to come on and give some support, inspiration, and for me, I've got to be up somewhat early tomorrow morning, really early. I still have a couple of things to do. But if you go on TikTok, you'll see that I shared my room. I kind of reconfigured it a little bit differently. I still have some things to clear up in terms of my bookcases. Got to neaten up piles that are associated with those bookcases. I did. I am going to bring up the card table from downstairs, I believe, and put this round table, well, the workings of this round table for cards on top of that until I have the table I really wanted to sit on. And I'm looking forward to doing card readings from that table, actually, especially going out and about. I love the card table and the process of creating it, and I'm excited for its finish. What else can I share with you? Just look for me on TikTok as Commander Arta here. I'm going to be coming on more. I know I'm getting closer to the place where I'll just be coming on daily or every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm doing a card reading to uplift the collective, even if it's just to show you the card and have some music, just so you have something, to fall back on and feel good about. And I'm available for you for card readings. I'm available for this energy work, and I'm so committed to having fun. Sometimes it seems like I'm not having fun, but I'm so committed to a better life and fun and freedom and staying light and bright. And that's what I wish for you, that you're able to see through the smog, look into your heart, and fall in love and like with yourself deeper. So exponentially that is filled. It is powerful. It is amazingly a gracious place to feel from, and to know that really, despite appearances, all is well and you got this. You are powered by the stars. We are the spark of creation. Let's activate the power within. Many blessings, and I'll catch you next time.